Well, we are still in a job. Only just, I think. And we still have no money, and we still haven't sold a player. We have no cash with which to buy players. But we are struggling on. But for how much longer? Can we survive this final season? Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to Athletico Bilbao. As you can see, I'm actually in my villa on Phu Quoc Island in Vietnam, and it's unfortunately a little bit dark here, so I've had to open all the doors and try to let as much light in as I possibly can. So I hope everything is looking okay for you guys out there. And it has been a very quiet start to the season, as it usually is. And we haven't had any money in terms of transfers, but we have been able to bring a couple of players in. Most of the summer has been about getting rid of young boys out on loan, and there have been a lot of that happening. But we have managed to bring 2 players in. And if we just go back to last season, you can see that as the transfer window began, we brought in this guy, John Morcillo, who is coming as a squad player, and I think he's useful, and he might do a very good job. Actually, he has better attributes than some of the players that I've got currently in the first team, so he might do a very, very good job for us on the wing. He'd certainly be good cover should we get injuries as the season progresses, and we have had a couple of injuries already. And we've also brought in a centre-back. He's a 22-year-old Zarate, and we've brought him in on the cheap. He looks like a decent player for the future. We brought him in as an emergency backup, and I'm hoping that he might do a very, very good job for us as well, as and when is needed. He's played well during pre-season, and so I am optimistic, and I certainly would be optimistic about him with the coming seasons if we were going on to a long-term save. He looks like a decent enough purchase and could do a good job as a backup for the team. And in terms of the injuries that we've had, we have had a number of injuries this season already, but nothing too major at the moment. If we look at our current injuries, we do have Raul Garcia out long term. He's going to be out, well, only for another 2 weeks, so hopefully we'll have him back. And then we have this young kid out for a couple of days more. So at the moment we're looking cool in terms of injuries, and we have had a very decent start to the season. And so as the transfer window has shut, what it looks like is we have played 2 and we have won 1 and drawn 1. We beat Levante by 2-0 at Levante, and then we had a 1-1 home draw against Real Madrid. It was a game we dominated and we should have won quite easily, but we didn't. And today we will be playing Sevilla. So in this very short video today, where there is very little news, let's go and play against Sevilla. And just before we do go to the game, we have just had the Champions League draw, and we have been drawn in a group with Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain. And so I don't think we do have any chance at all of actually qualifying from that group. But actually it's a blessing. We are not in a position at the moment to be competing in the Champions League. So it is actually a blessing that we will just be playing 6 games in the Champions League this season. All we can actually do is hope that we put up a good account of ourselves. And so the team for today is Simon in goal, with Odriozola, Yere, Martinez and Yuri at the back, a defensive line that pretty much picks itself, with Munian, Menkoliala, Vencheda and Nico Williams in midfield, with Villabre and Inaki Williams up front. and I'm hoping that we are going to put in a very, very good performance today. This is a team that we should be beating, although they have played very, very well at the start of the season, but we are a better team than they are, and we should be beating Sevilla without any problems whatsoever. And so I'm going to tell them, yeah, that's a good idea. I want to be impressed. Go out there and do it. I've got faith in you to go out there and impress me. Let's go and play some football, let's kick some balls, and let's have a good game today. And so we are about to kick off Sevilla versus Athletico Bilbao, and the match has begun. And it is Sevilla who are dominating things at the moment, but hopefully we will come into this game. And here is Mancolia, and he finds Munyan. Munyan is looking to go down the left. He tries to find Vilabra. Vilabra in space. Vilabra is looking for a cross, and there's a chance, and as it sneaked in, it nearly did. As Nico Williams is looking to get the ball back into the centre, he can't. It comes off the defender for a corner. It remains 0-0, but we've made a positive start. We have had the first highlight. That's what I like to see, and it is game on. And it is Yuri with the corner kick and driven into the near post, and there's a header, and I think it hit the crossbar and was headed away. And so it remains 0-0, but we've had the majority of the chances and we're doing very, very well at the moment. So we just need to convert one of these so that we can get the points and go on and have a very, very good first half of the season. We are a very small squad now, and things are not looking great in that department. So in terms of the draw for the Champions League, it wasn't a bad thing. I don't want to be in that competition. I would just prefer to focus on the league, and it has arrived at half-time 0-0. I'm going to actually tell them I don't like what I just saw, and hopefully that rallies the troops a little bit. We should be in front. We've dominated the game, but we just haven't put our chances away. And here is Munyan with the corner from the left, and that's headed, and that was so close, and I thought he'd scored, but it just whistles past the post. It remains 0-0. Sevilla are defending resolutely, and we can't break them down at the moment. We've had all the possession, we've had all the game. And is this going to be a game where Sevilla beat us with a counter-attack after defending so well? What I think I might do is I'm going to drop the lines back. If they are defending a little bit lower than normal, then I might just pull the lines back and see if we can't win this game by drawing them out a little bit if they're playing a low block. But there's a ball into the centre, and he's trying to chip the goalkeeper, and it has just gone just over the crossbar, and it remains 0-0. And I don't know why we can't score. We've dominated the game. Time to make some changes, I think. Up front we need to make some changes. We'll take off Vilabra, and we're going to bring on Cordoba up front. We have recently discovered that he can play as a striker. Menkayala is not having the greatest of games, so we will bring on Sanchez, see if he can make a difference. And Ordizola, he's looking a little tired, so we will substitute him off for Nunes on the right, and hopefully we can do something with some fresh legs on the field. Who knows? It remains 0-0, and it's a bit disappointing at the moment, and I've done, I think, what I can. We're going to go attacking for the last 10 minutes or so. This has not been the best start to the season, not the start that I was hoping for, and we are going to go a little bit more attacking now. We might put Munyan on attack as well. We've got to go for it and see if we can. Yeah, we'll put him on attack, and we'll go a little bit more attacking and see if we can't get this goal that we really have deserved. And I'm a bit disappointed that we haven't scored, but here comes Sevilla, and they're looking to break and hoping to get a goal on the counter-attack, but they can't, and they still retain possession, and they do have a chance, and it is 1-0 to Sevilla, and we have been beaten, and that is a really disastrous result. There's only 5 minutes left, and it was just poor defending. We haven't played very well. and it's gone against us. And if you don't score goals, we had so many chances to their few, and if you don't score goals in FM, this is what is going to happen. And we're going to just now hope we're going to go a little bit more direct in our play, and we'll ask the goalkeeper, I think, to kick it long and see if we can't get something. But I can see this game only slipping away. And here is Martinez, though, with a free kick. He finds Yuri, and Yuri is looking long, and that's what I wanted to do. See if we can't do something with a more direct play. And here is Nico Williams. Nico Williams, he's found space, and I think it is Inaki Williams who's got the equaliser. The referee, is he checking VAR? No, it isn't, and we have come back with a late equaliser, and making that change did make the difference. You see the long ball there, and it found its target, and Williams found Williams, and Inaki Williams has levelled it. I'm not quite sure about the goalkeeping there, but we will take that. I'm not too happy just with a point, though. I would have preferred to win this. We have dominated the game, but it is 1-1 at the end of the day. We'll have to take a point, and I'm going to say I'm disappointed. We should have won that game, and we didn't, and it's not acceptable, really. But we are 6th in the table. We are only expected to reach the Europa League places. It's early in the season yet, and we are going to go into a long, busy period again with a very, very small group of players, and it hasn't been a great start to the season, so things are not looking too great at the moment. And that's it for this very short episode today. If you are new to the channel, then why not subscribe, like, watch and comment. Help the channel to grow and help us to support the very worthwhile cause you can see scrolling above. And we are very, very bitterly disappointed here. We have lost, we have drawn the last 2 games against Real Madrid and Sevilla, games that we should have won, games we've dominated and should have won. But I'm thankful that we got the equaliser late against Sevilla. And so that's it, and all that remains to be said now is we'll see you in episode 8. Don't go away.